All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 3BG. I am DJ Sue, and I'm here with my boy CJ and D. What is up, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Howdy.
All right. Hey, check this out, y'all. So we are back here. Have we talked about this before? And we're retreading.
Beetlejuice, the subject at hand here, Beetlejuice.
Yes. The
I
subject.
think we did talk about it because of one actor that was in this movie. What's his face? Jeffrey Jones. Because we talked about it, but it was also Glenn Shadix. We did a movie where he was in it briefly. I forgot which movie it was that we did, but he was in it, and we somehow stumbled across talking about Beetlejuice for a brief time.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to know if we were retreading. Well,
no, we're not retreading though.
No. All right. Sorry. No, we're definitely retreading because Chris, you lost me with that whole fucking story.
Anyway, no, I was going for something.
I'm like, nigga, what we do? What?
Huh? No. I was going for something.
We have done this
before.
We have done this before, but we have retreaded before. The only reason why is just plain simple. The first one wasn't good. Really wasn't good enough. It was badly. Just
all over the
audio.
place.
No. It wasn't all over the place. The audio was terrible.
Right. Oh, we never released it. Actually, that's the funny thing.
No,
touched
it.
No,
we did.
We did.
We did. If you can't find it, there's a reason.
Disappeared.
Yes. So,
hey. Maybe at the bottom of the Anacostia, maybe on the bottom of the Potomac. Hey, it could be living its life. I don't know.
Now, D, it could finally rest and look on a grateful universe.
Cause life finds
now
a way.
Now I feel like I killed it, but
yes.
Now it's like I feel like I killed it, but now it's like in the background, like Dark Man.
No, D.
This will all be mine.
No, D, no. We did the Thanos. We killed it so that we can go to the garden and look on a grateful universe.
I killed it.
So what you telling me?
I killed it so I can get a stone.
So what you telling me is
what's a stone? Good audio.
So what you're telling me is that the old Beetlejuice is like Thanos in Endgame, where he's just sitting, chilling, making his own little soup, and he just all of a sudden gets murdered.
Yes, exactly.
Boy, that
but I just want to go on record and let everybody know. Yes, everybody, we are back to talk about Beetlejuice. Not this one, but this one.
God damn it all.
That haunts my dreams. No offense to that guy. That haunts my dreams.
I'm sorry, I've been sitting.
I was like, shit.
This whole joke.
I'm sorry. I was sitting on that one. I had to do it. I mean, when the hell's the next time we're going to talk about Beetlejuice?
I like the fact.
We're never going to touch that Beetlejuice from ours.
Not that one, but I'm saying, when we ever going to talk about this movie again?
Aaron,
and I needed the opportunity.
I'm mad that you did all that. Did our intro and all that. Still didn't catch my fucking spit take. And now my whole right leg is like misted and soaked. Thank you, nigga. You know what? I hate Beetlejuice. I hate him. I can't stand him. He had two of the funniest moments of my whole life. Number one, I don't care what anybody say. Jeff Jarrett taking a freaking guitar upside his head is one of the funniest things ever.
Took that shit like a champ.
Number two. Now,
attitude era, guys.
Number two.
Eric Bischoff could never.
I had this fun. All right, now it ain't funny now. It ain't funny to me now.
Oh,
but I remember me and my cousin looking at the Howard Stern show. Mm-hmm. And he said, fuck you, nigga. The way he said it, me and my cousin sat there and laughed for almost a half an hour. And I just, and when I think about it, D, when you like 17 and that was like one of the first times you were really, really getting high? Yes, it was. But that ain't the point. The point was, it was one of the funniest moments of my life. And I will remember that shit for the rest of my life. It was like 12:30. Me and my cousin are cracking up. We can't stop laughing. We over here trying to get in trouble with shit.
Real quick, before we go into Beetlejuice, the movie proper.
Oh, shit.
I just want to point out that the early 2000s was a reckless and wild time across all media, not just Attitude Era Wrestling. It was all media, because it wasn't just Beetlejuice from Howard Stern. It was fucking, was it Little Joey, Kid Rock's little fucking dude that was off the hook, and Joey C that was doing some wild ass shit. Wee Man shit is tame compared to everybody else's shit. That's the wild part about it. Like,
yeah. It like little people were cool with being called midget. It was an awesome time.
It was crazy.
But here's the thing. But here's the funny thing, and y'all can get mad at me all you want if you want to defend them. But like all little people in Hollywood, what you find out is, wow. So each and every one of you are trash. Wow. How is that a part?
Except for Wee Man.
Our boy, like Wee Man stayed in his lane. Our boy, who was actually in this movie, Cox. Mr. Parker,
him.
It's Tony Cox. I think it's
Tony Cox.
Yeah. Like the only two midgets, they ain't did nothing bad.
Well, hold on.
No, I'm pretty sure Tony did some messed up. Hey Tony, you ain't doing nothing messed up, nigga. Shut up.
Hold on, D. We gotta also mention national treasure himself, Warwick Davis, aka the Leprechaun, aka the Ewok, aka Willow.
Sure. You know what? I'ma say it, y'all, because we all
did some shit on Leprechaun the Hood.
I
can't confirm it.
No, he is in his lane. He's a good person.
Great person.
He got a sex problem. Warwick Davis looked like he gets way too much pussy, and to the point where it's like, hey, Warwick, this is a really trash trait of you. Nah, guys, everything's all right.
Willow.
Hey, look, what girl? Hey, how you doing? You know, it's long. Trust me. It looks like a kickstand. Yeah, seriously. I was in Harry Potter too. How old are you? No. I don't care. You're 24. That's not too young.
Speaking out of pocket,
I feel like that's Warwick Davis.
Speaking out of pocket, I told Eris this when we started. I like how unhinged Michael Keaton was in this movie.
Yes, he was.
Oh, this is coming off of Mr. Mom too.
Yeah. I just gotta ask the question, gentlemen. When you imagine being on set and you have this gentleman acting out probably one of the best scenes in the entire movie. How can you keep a straight face?
I can't. You gotta think about it. They had to take like 3 or 4 takes of that same scene. You know that, right?
Oh, I believe
they had to go over that scene like at least 4 or 5 times. So that being said, you have to deal with that dude's energy.
Think about this. The part where Alec Baldwin goes, well, what are your
credentials?
No, right after he asked him, what are your credentials? And he says, well, what I mean is, can you be scary? Michael Keaton doing the best, which I do believe this shit was improv. My man turned around and goes,
actually, that is one of my favorite jokes because it doesn't contain a cuss word and you don't see it. I love it because all that. How about this? God! Yeah. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
But we had to start with this.
I believe the line is when he says, "What are your qualifications?" Well, I attended Juilliard. I am a graduate of Harvard Business School. I've traveled voice. I traveled quite extensively. I've lived through the Black Plague, and I've seen a pretty good time of doing that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think? Do you think I'm qualified?
I like that I just like how he got louder right there.
Mind you, that was the buildup for. Now, do you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Beetlejuice is the
1 year later.
Beetlejuice is the second character to make a joke about the Black Plague, and it's great because. One, Ivan Ooze made a joke in the Power Rangers movie, and it's fucking hilarious.
The Black Plague. The Black Plague.
The Spanish Inquisition.
The crazy butchery union. Actually, one of the best Black Plague jokes is actually in Mike Python's the Holy Grail. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. And they're just throwing the motherfucker. I thought that was one. Oh my god! You know what I love about those movies? It's the same 6 niggas playing everybody, and it's like, thank you. I love stuff like
but
that.
we have to talk about something. I gotta be real. Like, I'm not mad at it, but like the deaths of Adam and Barbara Maitland, of them quote unquote drowning. I'm like, your windows was down when this happened, right?
Let me tell you something.
Your windows was down, and that honestly didn't even look like it was no more than 6 feet.
Yeah,
and even then, even
if you hit your head on the thing going down.
Thank you.
Okay,
it ain't gonna be that damn strong.
And let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that a little dog was the counterbalance?
Let me tell you something. Oh yeah.
You know what? Go ahead, Chris.
Let me tell you something. Oh, Yellow would have got flapjacked. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, man. Whoa. What was his name? What's that dog that everybody likes but I can't stand?
Lassie?
No. Futurama.
Seymour.
Seymour would have got hit with that car, son. That was going down. So look. Here's the thing that get me. I was telling myself, because Angie was like, "Now how did they die?" I'm like, "Yeah, we don't know." Yeah. And I thought to myself, you ever see one of those infomercials where they show white people like, "Oh, you made a mess." Or
yeah.
They drop something.
Oops.
What I think would happen, as soon as they flipped over, water rushed in. They're upside down. Jenna Davis, ooh, and she's just tugging at the seatbelt.
Instead of pressing the button to click it off.
Alec Baldwin, because he's a white man, he's trying to mansplain.
Also, while this is playing,
that's what happened.
While this is playing,
that's what I think that happened.
I don't know about y'all.
Exactly what I think happened.
No, I don't know about y'all.
A white woman panicked.
The moment.
Oh, yes, a white woman panicked, and her husband like, "See, dear, this is the problem about women. You don't think stuff through."
Gentlemen, first of all, when the dog just decided, you know what, this thing is going over. Y'all had a good life.
I said, fuck that dog.
No. Hear me out, Chris. The dog goes, looks like this thing's going over. Y'all had a good life.
Bless up.
Bless up. Fuck your couch. Rolls off. The car careens over, hits the water.
Wait. First off, how did we get to Rocky? Second of all, you can't pat it like that, nigga. You go press the button. Press it, nigga.
That was my mistake.
True with it. Be one with it.
My man looked down at him and says,
That
dog looked.
Don't make it look like a shitty morning show in the middle of Nevada in the 90s, trying to be shock jocks and shit. Don't do it, nigga.
Dude, that dog looked down. That dog looked down on him like 50 Cent, like, damn, homie. In high school, you was a man, homie.
I gotta be real. That dog looked like that dude just came over here to see my enemy.
I believe that dog actually said
that's a dog that pulled up to that funeral.
I believe that was a dog that rolled up, that looked over the bridge and said, "This is what happens when we ride on my enemies."
But I'll say this though. The couple themselves, they're a typical couple.
Beethoven sends his regards. Wait a minute, what?
But let me tell you something.
It's been an honor.
The small town that the Maitlands live in, I've driven through those small towns. They don't like black people.
Oh my God! You know what? Do you want to know one of the best things that happened to me and Chris? When we were going through the countryside of Pennsylvania, we passed this one town. God damn it, we didn't belong. We got to Irish country, and they were like,
I do believe
white people. That's on y'all. That's on
y'all.
The Amish saw me and Chris was like, niggers.
I'm really willing to believe that town, like towns like that where the Maitlands lived, that town just screamed. Your local town sheriff would approach you if you just happen to be a POC. He'll look at the car, look inside the car, look directly at you, and go, "You folks lost."
My man Adam went to the hardware store.
It's the beautiful state of Vermont, It's a nice little town. Only less than 2,000 people live there. They all have a good health care. No, seriously, it is a legit small ass town in Vermont.
Yeah. There are small. Now, don't get it twisted. Like, there's something to be said. And like I said, I got family that live in Robbins, North Carolina. It operates the same. Adam goes in there to get supplies because he's a model builder. And he went into there at the hardware store to get supplies. Now he's getting the supplies and doesn't ring it up. I guess apparently it's an honor system in this small town. He gets it, does it, and rolls out. And I was like,
"What an honor system?
It's a small town, so they knew him. So
no. It's not an honor system, Chris. It's a tab.
Okay, yes,
no,
a tab.
No,
yeah,
no.
Put it on. like, hey, Kevin, put it on my tab. What did you get? Did they even see what the hell he got?
Exactly. I think you're both missing the point. Adam's just an asshole. He just wants.
My man got a bunch of hobby paints, sandpaper, and a bunch of shit. Like, peace, I'm out.
I never forget.
My man got the Bob Ross special and rolled out.
No, I'll never forget being
no bags, just vibes.
No, I was security guard in Audi. I'll never forget this shit. And actually, I was on the phone with Eris when this fucking shit happened. Yo, I was like, hey, what's up, dude? I was talking to this dude who always came in, right? Like, yeah. This motherfucker had all this Tide, all this cereal, all this loose cereal shit there. I didn't say shit. He walked right out. One of the girls running to me, going to be like, did you just let him walk out? I'm like, hey, Eris, I call you back, nigga. So I got fired.
Like, all right, man, peace, nigga.
I never forget. That's the last words I said to that motherfucker. I used to see him all the time. All right, man, stay up, Mo. All right. That's the last time I see him.
But but the couple, they're a young couple in this town, and they got a pesky neighbor who is like, come on, guys, you can sell it for a lot of money, because that's, even to this day, that's a real thing. If you got a nice house somewhere, you got somebody that's willing to say, hey, wouldn't you want to sell this house for a lot of money? And,
not just that. Let's think about this, gentlemen. $265,000 from someone in New York who was just looking for.
How much?
No, I'm gonna say it again. $265,000 in 1988 money.
That ain't bad. You know what? Even if you lessen it to 1986 just to be cute, it's still too much, nigga. Woo!
That's how much they were willing.
Nice.
No, that's how much somebody was willing to purchase it. Flat out.
That's almost on the level of $1 million now.
Yeah, especially for a house like that. Not to mention the remodeling that would come later, which would up the value of it even more.
Yeah, it matters on that one, but
it'll do it.
It'll do it. But that being also said, is this dealing with the thing that we all fear? The thing that is sweeping the nation? I'm sorry, sweeping all the brown neighborhoods. Is this what's happening? Is this what's kicking out the Negroes and the Latinos? Gentrification?
I would say no. The reason being is when the Dietzes move, when they buy the house, it was all because the father, Charles, wanted to get away from the city. He just wanted to move to a nice, quiet town for mental health reasons.
Yeah. In other words, he is making everybody else's problem. Anyway.
Or as I would like to say, had he stayed in New York, I believe he would have turned into Patrick Bateman.
I don't know if he stayed in New York,
because he did have a breakdown, which is the whole reason why he uprooted his family and moved to Vermont.
Or just real talk. Hey, Deets, Fat Tony is still looking. Anytime he wants his money, he can just come here. It would be a shame if we would come to this apartment and kill your wife. fuck up her ugly ass sculpture. What the fuck is that? By the way,
I got
Jeffrey Jones over there. I told him I will get you your money next week. I'm trying my best. You see that you do.
I got literal Funny Farm vibes from the family moving there, because if you ever seen a movie with Chevy Chase, it's called Funny Farm. It was the same type of scenario where it's this big city couple that moves to a small town and they're trying to put their big city sensibilities into a small town kind of thing. And I got that from the Dietz family, minus the minus Winona Ryder.
I was going to mention, by the way, since you brought up him running away from New York, as that being one of the reasons, I can imagine how this particular meeting went. Chucky Dietz, shit, who'd have ever thought they'd let him out?
Oh shit.
He kept his head down. Helps people forget. People are gonna remember soon enough when they see him and his bitch wife walking around with those ugly ass sculptures. It'll be bad for business.
If y'all want to know what we're doing, it's Vice City.
It is Vice City.
It's Vice City. If any of y'all caught on to that,
I'm leaving it.
I was hoping you kept on going, so I'll go.
I didn't want
Trucking wings,
and it was the 80s too. I ain't want to go that far.
Nah, but did y'all hit on the fact that them getting, when we see them and it looked like the movie gives off the vibe that they probably survived it until they was like, how's your arm? Yeah, it feels a little frozen. I was like, oh, they probably did.
I was telling my wife, it took me as a kid the third time maybe watching this movie to fully understand how death kind of worked or something. It was weird because I remember the first time I saw that joke and then I was confused how they died. It took me probably, like I said, by the third time I saw it, I was like, oh, they're dead. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It was weird. I was only like, this came out in 88. I was only 6. So yeah, of course, man. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But
I did like the whole confusion of it, because this is another thing about this movie.
You know what they did? And you know what? The one thing I didn't notice, they didn't mention about swimming out of the thing.
No, they just came in with they just walked in with the wet clothes, and the movie does a little small thing.
The fade in, fade out.
Yeah, and they fade in, fade out, and the only thing they show is the fireplace magically lights up, but you don't really piece it together because you're like, well, why did it light up? And they walk in with the wet clothes, and you're like, well, maybe they did swim out, and this is just maybe later on that night of them walking back. And it ain't until they realize, like, hold up, what the fuck is going on here?
Did you notice? Did you also notice, Chris, that when the fire starts burning, that they try to warm themselves up? They're not getting warm at all.
Yeah, he was like, maybe we need to do something, and then
and then I remember they were like, how the hell did we even get back home?
It was
they had no idea how they even got back to the house.
And one thing and it was just that and not out of nowhere, but yeah, pretty much out of nowhere. That's when they see the Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
The book actually no. When they see the book for the recently deceased, that was after Barbara grabs. No, that was actually after freaking Adam walks outside. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the bridge and I'm going to retrace our steps. He steps outside, falls out, and he ends up in probably the best blue screen sound stage ever. A man ended up in the sand dunes with the with the freaking sandworms, right? And he gets pulled back in. He gets pulled back in by Gina Davis's character, by Barbara, and she's like, "You were gone for 2 hours." I'm like, damn, he just stepped out. How the hell was he gone for 2 hours? And check this out. They go look at the window. She grabs like a horse or whatever, and puts it in front of the mirror. And I'm like, oh, we got no reflection. What is this? Like, that was that. And then there was this, the Book of the Recently Deceased.
Yeah.
And he said, and she just asked a good question. What's in it? Sorry, it reads like stereo instructions. It really didn't make a lick of sense either. Yeah, so he was like, "Fuck it, yeah."
Yeah, I mean, and the thing of it is, like, I did like the special effects of when they walk out the door because it sets the established rules of them as ghosts and what they can and can't do. So they can't really step outside their house. It's like once they're locked in, they're locked in.
Yeah, like that is really
that's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate because you're stuck in that house. And your only real safe haven, honestly, is the attic.
Yeah, attic and the rest of the house. You know, if you have access to it, but for the moment,
no, you have access. No, remember, you have access to the rest of the house. The only problem is the time that they spent at that check. God, I'm going Dragon Ball. The time they spent at the check-in station. 3 months. They spent 3 months waiting to be called by Juno, the caseworker.
Yeah. Can we talk about the check-in station? Because that whole idea of the check-in station is very interesting. It's a very involved world where the dead take a number so they can be seen by Juno so she can break down what's wrong with them and what they need to do.
The best thing is, and they bring it up later on in the movie, but I like how it's like this is what happens when you die. This is what happens when you die. This is what happens when she dies. This is what happens when he dies. And if I know what I know now, I wouldn't have my little accident.
Like if I didn't, I love it. It shows her with the slit wrist, and she said, "If I didn't know what I know now, I wouldn't have had my little accident."
And that being said, it hits you right there. So let me guess. If you kill yourself, you're a social worker.
I was okay. Woo! Hold up. Wait. D, I'm bearing the lead. When Lydia,
I mean, we're all over the place.
No. Hold on. Let me get this out. When this girl, Lydia Dietz, played by one young Winona Ryder, decides to write a suicide note to leave it for the Maitlands. Fuck her parents. She leaves it for the Maitlands, and.
Oh my God!
When she decides to write that note, and she was looking for the Maitlands to give it to them, I said to myself, I'm sitting here going, no, Lydia, don't do that. If you kill yourself, you will become a social worker. Do you really want to be working the literal graveyard shift with homegirl at the check-in station? Don't do that. Please go back to being strange. And shit like this.
Go back to being strange.
I find it amazing with Winona Ryder. This is a girl that's 17, coming off of Lucas. You know, she's youngest at shit still. This is before Heather's kind of really broke her out, and then she did Edward Scissorhands and stuff. But like,
actually, it was this movie and Edward Scissorhands that really,
I would say Heather's to a degree too.
Heather's did, but yeah.
Heather's and stuff. And then she's in there with
all the way up to current year with her doing Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things season 1 is what was her breakout. Because prior to that, it was like, hey, where's Winona Ryder at? Yeah, she's still there, but
her breakout, bitch broke out. She broke out when she was like 18, nigga. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. It was her resurgence.
Resurgence? Resurgence.
It was her resurgence.
Actually, technically,
I give you that one.
Actually, technically, her resurgence when she came back was really Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams one, when she was Spock's mom, and everybody's like, "Hold up, is that Winona Ryder? Ah, she's Spock's mom."
That was no, Chris. That was her pregame.
That was a bit role also.
Okay.
That was pregame.
Yeah.
Stranger Things, that was the main event.
Yeah, because at that point, I would say Black Swan, but it's the same thing as in Star Trek, where it's like, oh, Winona Ryder's here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she survived long enough where she survived long enough. Let's put it that way.
Oh, actually, D, you remember her in that I don't know if you saw it, Ayers. You remember that Jason Statham movie where he was fighting rednecks in the woods?
I remember that.
James Franco.
Yeah.
She was in that.
Gosh,
she was in that. Yeah, she was in Home. Was it Homefront? That's the name of it. Yeah, she was in that movie. I was like, oh shit, Winona Ryder. Interesting.
But no, I really had to say that as I'm watching the movie. I'm like, don't do that. You'll be pulling a late night graveyard shift.
Also, the recurring theme of the dead football team that died in the plane crash.
It was only just one part.
Yeah, but they're there in the background initially, like, football team, interesting.
So, hey, coach, I'm not your coach. He survived.
Which makes me wonder. I'm like, did the coach jump out the plane?
No,
that was a bus.
That was a bus.
I thought it was a plane crash.
What made you think it was a plane crash?
Why? Hold on, Chris. Why would they? Hold on. Why would they be on a plane in their full gear?
I thought it was a Ric Flair situation. All right.
What?
Ric Flair did survive a plane crash.
No. Never mind survive. Never mind the ones that survived. I'm saying, why would the football players attend in full gear with helmets and everything on a plane?
Gotta be real. It's a stretch. Anime rules. Fuck it.
What, Chris?
What?
Chris, stop. Okay.
But no, I did.
Just don't add up.
But I will say the cast of characters they put in this other world was actually very funny. I like the makeup designs. I like all of them. Even at the end when we see the witch doctor, that's it's a simple thing. It's practical and it works. Obviously it's a person behind the couch that's the legs, and it's the other chick that's upper body is in the it's simple, but it works. It's effective.
I like how Juno she pretty much I like it when they got there. She automatically she's just tired yeah she's like, yeah, we heard what you did. You pulled your face off. What? Like, they can't see. I was telling their ass that too, Juno. They stupid as fuck.
Oh, well, when she was in the closet with the freaking rope, lynched herself, and I like how Jeffrey just threw her ass to the side. I was like, see, open closet space.
Oh, you mean the Otho?
Otho. I remember actually looking at the scene, how grotesque that face looked. Here's me. That shit actually looks cheap today. Wow. You can make that very easy. I seen niggas make that shit. Like, it's probably because there's been so much advance when it makes it look more like realistic. But looking at that, it's like, yeah, that was 89. That was 88.
Bro, we just saw a Doctor Strange movie that did that, and that's Sam Raimi sensibilities with that shit.
Oh, like, if I could throw in another joke from the check-in station. Probably one of my favorite moments. My man was burnt. Hey, want a cigarette? No, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to cut down myself.
Like, bro, you already did at this
point. The fact that he's burnt to a crisp. He's dead. As he said, I'm trying.
Why are you still trying? Is actually D's question.
He is one of the unfortunate souls of the 70s and 80s that smoked in bed.
Hey folks, I want you to understand, if you were a child of the 80s and 90s, that was a warning they gave to everybody that smoked. Don't smoke in bed or else you might burn yourself to fucking death.
Bro,
you had a whole bunch of boomers who were like, no. What you gonna do after you're done having sex?
No.
That was a response.
That was one. The fact that they had whole simulations, entire simulations, showing what happens when somebody literally dozed off while still holding a cigarette.
They always show like a little doll, like on fire. See, the baby went on fire.
Fam, they had
baby's made out of wool.
Remember they did simulations for how not to get kidnapped as a child by somebody trying to throw them to a van. Get off of me!
Oh God, you mean the stranger danger?
Yeah, stranger danger.
Yeah.
Like, if a motherfucker wanted to get you, they gonna fucking get your ass. The stranger danger, they gonna snatch your ass. It's a wrap. The stranger danger ain't gonna do shit.
My favorite is, hey, when you're going this way and a car comes up to you, run in the opposite. No, run in the opposite direction.
Yeah, into the hands of a stranger who's going to kidnap you and throw you in the car. So, what was the point?
God, the 80s were dumb.
But 90s were dumb too. Let's not get.
No, they were, but you gotta remember, a lot of the stuff that we were taught as kids was just shit that came from 87, 88, and 89. Because remember, even though we were learning this stuff in the 90s as well, the 80s did not go away until 1994.
Hey kids, don't eat that Snicker on Halloween. It has a razor blade in it.
No, not the Snicker. Not the Snicker, Chris. It was an apple.
It was an apple. Which, by the way,
if you ever got an apple on Halloween,
well, somebody broke the apple in half, put a razor blade in there, and he glued it together or some shit.
No, they would just shove it in. It just shove it right in.
Man, my favorite one was actually a couple of years ago, where it said, "Damn dog." So, damn dog, there's a whole ass cholo posted up in my kids' Reese's Pieces. You just saw just posted up. There's a whole ass cholo. I was dying. Yo.
I got folks. I'm sorry, dude. You know what? This is why we have so much charm of living in the 80s and 90s. We just saw so much stupid shit that we started really questioning against kids. Like, really? That's what you do? Stranger danger? Like,
man, all right, kids, just kick him in the just say kick him in the nuts.
I buy that. You know what? I'll buy that. It's the Bobby Hill maneuver right there.
No.
That's my first.
Unfortunately, because they had to present this to elementary school students, it was always kick them in the shin or the knee or stomp on their foot and run.
Meanwhile, me and D as PG County residents was like, what black person is
push them and say no.
No.
You know what they told us PG kids? Hey, stay off the crack. They told us that in like 80 different ways. What about look, here's us as kids. What about that dude here's all those little kids assuming. What about that dude? What about that guy that's snatching up all those kids in that van that we heard about?
Don't know what to tell you, man.
Stay inside. Stay by your parents, kid. But my mom don't come home till 7 o'clock. All right, see you.
We kind of were the last of the latchkey kids a little bit, you know.
No. Millennials are a mix of latchkey and what I call a new type of parent neglect. Like our parents knew we were smarter than them, and the older kids, we were way smarter than that.
They just never wanted to admit it.
So you know what they did? They left us alone, but with things that we couldn't poke our eyes out with. That's what I think they did. Because during our time, that's when we had soft safety scissors and shit like that and all the rest of that crap.
Don't run with scissors, kids. You might poke your eye out.
Because real talk, there was a lot of kids that killed themselves in the 80s, y'all. Look, it was weird. Anyway.
Could be me. I was smart.
A bunch of dumbass kids like, yeah, me.
I'm looking at a lot of you late Gen Xers like, so y'all didn't try to prevent this any kind of way, huh?
Well, let's be real. This is the boomers that were sniffing glue for fun. Couldn't be me. I ain't sniffing glue.
But still, at the same time, I'm looking at the Gen Xers like, so y'all act like hold on. So y'all act like y'all was just impervious to the shit that we dealt with, huh?
But to be fair though, we didn't sniff glue. We sniffed them fucking Crayola markers.
No.
Those shits were strong.
They were.
The moment you twist that cap off,
grape.
Here's the thing. I think Gen Xers.
I know, right?
I think Gen Xers had this weird thing where they wanted to emulate their parents so much, and they matured really fast, and then it hit them like way too young, and it made them like docile or like a fucking psychopath like 10 years later. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. Whatever.
Like by the time they hit 28, they already got gray hair and gray beards and shit.
Motherfuckers over here worried about shit. All black men been to jail at least twice. Seriously.
Hold on. Just because they were just because they were the last ones. They were the last ones that could buy like a whole single family house for a pack of Newports and I'm serious. They were able to buy a whole they were able to buy a whole single family house for the price of a box of Newports and marshmallows and ginger ale.
No, here's another thing that get me. Well, I would say this about Gen X black men. Every Gen X black man I know has been to jail at least once and has a tattoo that they created with a back of an eraser or something or a sharp paper clip. And I gotta say this, y'all niggas are living in the edge. Almost every Gen X black person I know got stabbed. Almost every Gen X black person I know has a drinking problem. Like, yo, what about y'all millennials? Hear me. We spend too much money and fuck too much. That's really the problem by my generation. We spend way too much money and we're all broke. I don't understand why.
to the right of me is where my money's at. Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm not broke by any stretch, but
that's a beautiful. I love that, Chris. I love that, Chris. I just sitting on his shoulder. Man, it could be me, D. Could be me. I ain't broke for shit. Toming on the back like this.
Good.
I was like, hold up. There we go.
Meanwhile, some boomer. If you didn't buy that gunpla, you could have had a house. Fuck you, dude. All this still wouldn't add up to a house. What are you talking about? Not even a down payment.
No. I hear
nigga, is that hold up, nigga? Is that Mr. Color I see?
Excuse me, for D.
This nigga's fancy.
Massa Gray. Woo, nigga. Look, for D, you know what I get from them? It's like this. Okay, look, dog. I understand that you got that Mustang in 1974 when it was only like $400, and you had and you took care of that way more than you took care of your marriage or your kids. I understand that. So this is what I'm gonna tell you. Fuck off. Seriously, we have survived how many recessions? We have survived literally seeing the stock market crash three damn different times.
We're on recession number 3 at this point.
Hey D, listen to me. I will not have you besmirch how the hell I spend my damn money.
You know what, man? Look, I mean,
it's kind of like, they just.
No, look, I got kids. And the only thing I can say is this. When you get something for yourself, you get something for yourself. And sometimes it may be for the kids, but it might be for you. It might be for you. But you can't say that because it's actually all for the children. All for the children.
I mean,
all for the kids.
I mean, it's like people just get stuff just because they get paid. You know what I'm saying?
It's insane. It's insane.
And that's really, and it's really sad. It's really so sad.
You know what? Sometimes niggas say, "Hey man, hey D, can you afford 2 things?" And I'm like, "Nah, nigga," because the way it is in this society is that, cool. Is that I actually get to sometimes splurge, not all the time. Am I broke? Why is that your business? Why is that in your business?
The point is,
I still got Miami Hotline on this motherfucker. I didn't know that.
The point is, Jeffrey Jones would yell at me and say, "If you stop eating that avocado toast, you could buy this balling ass house I got from this dead couple."
Boy.
Look, man, listen. All I'm trying to say, I'm just doing my best to live my best life. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could buy a house like the Maitlands. You know what I'm saying?
I bet Jeffrey Jones literally.
Sometimes, just to be honest with you, maybe it's something smaller. Maybe it might be food. Nigga. I don't know. We all different people. We all spend money in different places. Different things. So
capitalism, yeah.
I feel like a piece of shit. Thank you.
I mean, look, gentlemen. It's not like we all have expensive tastes or anything like that.
I mean, clearly.
Nothing expensive.
Can I point out the fact that Dietz literally decided, "Hey, I moved to this small town. Let's do the white thing that we always do. Get some condos building."
You know what? I'm gonna have to say this because I don't think nobody else is gonna say this. At least on 3. Like, you know what? Eris will. I gotta be honest with you. I had to be honest with you. There was a brief window where I would have banged Captain O'Hara. This was it.
Excuse me, D. Let me tell you something. Short hair era Catherine O'Hara as Delia Dietz, absolutely.
Absolutely.
What about Home Alone 2, Home Alone 1 and 2 era?
Ew, no, she's a Caitlyn.
No, she's officially mom.
Yeah, she's a mom.
Hold on,
Eris.
Hold on. This right here is actually moderately attractive mom. Okay.
Yeah. The one with Kevin. Let's just be real. Eris. Good MILF coochie didn't exist until about 2004.
So that means so what you're saying is that
No, because she was a mom at the time. No, well, I'm sorry, she played a mom in the movie. At least just for me. Jennifer Tilly and Liar Liar, 97.
But here's the thing.
Yes, here I go.
Are we saying
you know they just C cups, right? You know
I don't
C cups, right?
Hey, D. You know I don't give a shit, right?
Hey, Eris, you know
that, right?
You know this doesn't get you rolls, right? You know that, right?
I'm not here.
Know that.
I'm not here to talk about the roles.
So
I'm not here. I'm not here to talk about the roles.
What you guys are saying is
Eris, not here about talking about the
so what you're saying is that Schitt's Creek Captain O'Hara is back on the market now.
I don't know how she looks in Schitt's Creek. You know what? I got to be honest with you. My wife watches Schitt's Creek. She says it's funny as hell.
Oh, it's funny.
I have not watched it yet,
she's on the level of what's her face from American Pie, that old boy fucked.
Ah, yes, Stifler's mom.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Really
she has that vibe to her.
Wait, has she really reached Stifler's mom level?
She don't have like boobs or something, but in terms of her demeanor is what kind of gets I can see the appeal of somebody like, all right, I'll go for it again.
All right, okay.
It's her demeanor in the show.
No, I get it. I understand.
Yes,
but I agree. At one point in time.
But I just like how.
Wait. Oh my God. Why she looks smaller in the face? Oh my God. She got work done. She look like she give out wolf pussy though. Oh my God.
Speaking of which,
that's kind of odd. I don't know what she's doing with that though.
So here's the thing.
I see what you're doing, Caitlin. That's all right, Catherine O'Hara. I love you.
So the D's get to the house, and at this point, their boy Odo, who is Otho he's a conundrum to me. I can't make heads or tails of what he is. I want to say it's pre-Queer Eye for the Straight Guy type vibes I'm getting from him a little bit.
Otho is hold on, D. I got you. Otho is what Jim Sterling would be if he was an actor.
Ooh.
In other words, I think it was said by the very, very great African American voice actress, Cree Summer, in the second episode of Drawn Together. Oh, he rural gay.
He rural.
I mean, my man. You know, that's what makes his character
not real world.
That's what made his character in Demolition Man so great, because it felt like an extension of what he played as Otho into Demolition Man a bit, basically.
And also, and if you're one of those white guys that love using the term soy when it comes to all the time, you see Othello, you see, that's how they act like now. This movie was telling the future.
Hey, but shout out to him though. He played.
I'm not a vegan, and I'm not a homosexual.
But shout out to him though.
Why would you make that statement?
But shout out to him though. I like that. Him playing the mayor in Nightmare Before Christmas. He's a good character actor to me. Yeah. I love him.
He was great, man.
Especially as a voice, because like I think we talked about it many years ago when we talked about Jackie Chan Adventures. He was the main bad guy in season 4. Was it Tao Xing or whatever?
Yeah.
Tao Xing. He was great as a voice actor. I love him when he was doing that, because he was part of that. Because he did that, and he also did Extreme Ghostbusters and Men in Black the series. And every time you hear his voice, great.
Wait. In Jackie Chan Adventures, was he the dragon? Not Shindu.
Solon.
Solon. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He was the magic dude that was opposite Uncle. Both of them kept beefing the whole season.
I swear that was probably the greatest pissing contest between those two ever. Those two had a magic off every episode.
And also, he played the hunter in Jumanji in the animated series.
In the animated series, yes.
Yeah, the animated series.
If I am not mistaken, I looked over Catherine O'Hara's filmography, and I was asking myself, are we going to trip over her movies again? And I got to be honest with you, there's a one maybe and one that's I don't know how desperate we get and Wyatt Earp hops on our list, but that's the other one. So we probably got one.
I'm down to talk about Wyatt Earp.
Actually,
I'm down to talk about Wyatt Earp.
Maybe. I'm being honest with you. Really?
I'm down to talk about it.
I didn't like Wyatt Earp. Y'all liked it?
I didn't say I liked it. I said I'm down to talk about it.
Actually, there's a couple of more Catherine O'Hara movies that I would say, well, at least one more.
What?
And I feel we have to do it.
What? What's the name of it?
Tall Tale.
No.
Oh no.
Why Tall Tale? Why?
Because I think it really represents the 90s and how Hollywood was just adapting anything just to get something. And granted, you can say that now, but this was like, so we're doing a Paul Bunyan movie?
I'm gonna
I gotta say, no, hold on, D. No, see, you say no, but I gotta say, like Chris might be on to something. I mean, honestly,
hell no. Hell no. Now I remember this movie.
Oh, you remember Tall Tale though?
Chris, here's the thing. It's so funny with you and me. How is it that you and I have seen the same shit? I don't want to talk about this, but you want to. Why?
Because Patrick Swayze was Pickles, Bill, and Oliver Platt was fucking Paul Bunyan.
Oh, shut up. Don't you dare.
Patrick Swayze was casting a check in that fucking movie. Let me tell you.
Oh my God, wasn't he?
Fuck fatherhood. It wasn't fatherhood. It was this movie.
To be honest with you, the Catherine O'Hara movie that we're definitely going to do in the future is actually Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah, Dick Tracy definitely.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you, y'all. I haven't heard a bunch of anybody really say, "Hey, when y'all going to do that?" or nothing. So anytime Dick Tracy comes up, it's one of those things where y'all feel like doing it. And it's like,
yeah. But nah, they get into the house and her and Barbara, not Barbara, fucking Delta, Delia, and Otho are going through it. Delia. They were going through the house, and all of a sudden they get to the room, and all of a sudden she starts spraying it, and Otho was like, "Oh, you read my mind," and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here! She didn't read your goddamn mind. Don't do this.
Yeah,
Don't do this. Don't do this."
You have to understand, Christopher. Us artists think alike.
Artiste.
Right,
Viridian. No. The word was Viridian Green.
Eris, I got a question. What is that on Christopher's shoulder? Is that another Gundam? Is that what it's called? Anyway,
it is cool.
I like how also they had so much fuck you money that they immediately rebuilt that fucking house. It was just like, yo, get this Paul wallpaper to fuck off these damn things.
I'm sorry, did you say get that Paul wall?
No, I said get that wallpaper off.
I thought you said get that Paul wall. No, because when you said that, I just thought of the whitish looking plain sheets. Why? I just thought when you said Paul Wall, I just thought
it was.
They literally had so much money. It was like, nah, let's revamp this whole thing.
Like my favorite part, and let's just be real, for any of y'all out there that's married and and you're just getting your first home, when the wife starts going through the entire house, combing through everything, marking the territory of what she's about to do, that nice jump scare where Charles jumps in and says, "No! I know what you guys are doing. No, you will not come in here and ruin this. You're not ruining this space. All right."
Look, I got to be real with him. I have to be real with him. That is a nice looking office. You ain't touching it.
Like,
not about to put your fucking new age bullshit in my fucking office.
Now the line as it goes, if I may, like, Charles, I will not stop living and breathing art just because you need to relax. Ha! I'm here with you. I will live with you in this hellhole, but I must express myself. If you do not let me gut out this house and make it my own, I will go insane and I will take you with me. Yeah, well, maybe the house could use a little remodeling, but why don't you just leave this room alone, okay?
Hey, Chris, Eris, both of y'all. Chris, because I know what y'all gonna do. Don't give me no pushback on this, all right? Please don't.
No pushback.
If you have if you got a house You have a wife. Move the fuck out the way.
I mean, that's always rule of thumb.
No, and I mean, no, Chris. No, I say this because I'm looking at Christopher. Chris, move.
That speech.
Know what she's about to touch.
Run out.
Let her.
Gentlemen.
Let her.
Gentlemen. When the woman that you said I do to delivers that speech and that tone of voice.
No, it's this thing from Captain.
Listen, gloves off, everything, cards on the table. I'm out.
No. It's the Captain Phillips. She's looking at you like, look at me. I'm the captain now.
Captain Phillips. I gotta say though, Eris, you are right. You were right about an earlier thing that I mentioned. Which I said was on gentrification. No, it's not. You're right. It's not gentrification.
Yeah, it's not,
because gentrification with them coming into a neighborhood and change everything. No. This is the gentrification white people hate. When they come into small towns, the yuppies come into small towns and take up our stuff. And I have to be honest with you. I'm happy about that. I don't care. I'm sorry. White people lost something to richer white people. And I sit there and lift every voice.
You know what? I love this. I love this, but at the same time, I don't understand white folks' thing of the first thing you do is you want to build condos.
Because that was
not houses.
No.
Condos.
Chris, think about it. You take over an entire space in the middle of nowhere. You know how much cheap the land is at that point?
Did you hear what your boy Deet sat there and said? Oh man, they got here, took them about 13 tolls and so many blah 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 to get here. And I'm like, this is like trying to get Eris, this is the equivalent of trying to get people to move to Frederick, Maryland, and you live in PG County. It ain't gonna work.
Hold on, Chris. No. Hear me out. Hear me out. Please hear me out. That's if you take the expressway, okay?
What the expressway?
I'm just saying, when you in the easy pass lane and you want to get down here that damn quick from New York to Vermont, hey, you're gonna pay that money.
Chris, one of the
this is why I'm building condos. That way you have a place to live, a stopover, if you will.
Now, Chris, here's the thing you have to understand also is because, and you say that won't work. All right, Chris, I get a question. Actually, no, I'm gonna make it more simpler than that. The show Yellowstone. One of the subplots is that all the rich people love to go out here to Yellowstone. Look at it. It's country. It's wide open. I could really build a house out here and make it my own. I could feel like I'm a pioneer. Real truth. No. You're just a rich asshole that want motherfucking land. That's all you are.
Yep.
Now, Chris, let's take that same type of thing into that same attitude here in the 90s, where that happened all the time in the 90s. And you want to know why I know that happened all the time in the 90s? Because there was a town that was small, very small. Nobody was going to it. Now it's a part of the whole area and is now technically Woodbridge, the XD, and that was Dumfries. It was only like 10,000 people in that town. Nobody was doing anything. All of a sudden, ooh, you know what would be else nice out here? A McMansion for no fucking reason.
In the many years that I have driven,
that's what I'm talking about. Same thing happened to Woodbridge, nigga.
As in the many years that I have taken road trips with the family down in
It's
North
going
Carolina.
to happen to Frederick, happen to Hagerstown. It happens to all those small places. Waldorf, La Plata.
Which surprise.
Hold on, and let's keep our Maryland here. And Blair, I know Blair, Maryland. Yeah.
But
that's
also
that's next.
That's next. That's also the reason why Charles County next to PG County is apparently the where the rich black people go now.
Yeah.
Now we don't have just PG County. Now you got Charles County next to it. And it's a byproduct. It is a byproduct of gentrification in DC.
Yes, it is. It's one of the weirdest things that's happening. Basically, because they're forcing all the black people in the southeast to funnel out into DC, I'm pretty sure it's county,
Maryland, parts of Virginia,
and parts of Virginia, and all that. They're technically going to make Prince George's County and Charles County Wakanda for real, and I think that's going to backfire on all these white folk in Maryland.
And real talk, even parts of Northern Virginia, because it's a huge influx of Asian, Hispanic, and black folks.
Let's not also talk about many Pakistani are out there too, man. It's a melting pot. That's why it's so funny.
And Montgomery County too, to a degree.
That's why Montgomery County's been like that too. That's why it's going to be really funny when they try to make all these abortion laws in Virginia, and Northern Virginia is going to be the pretentious. No. We want babies to be aborted, and they're saying the most stuffiest way just to piss off all the inbreds in Virginia.
But nah, their whole thing, it is funny too, because at one point when we get the outside shot of the house of them redoing it, this motherfucker puts up what it looks like they're doing a deck, but it's just like the fucking a wall. And I'm like, that is the most pretentious crap.
It sparks one of the best lines ever, and I have to say it now. It happens later on in the movie when they, they're about to take over, they're about to do the exorcism or, call out the Deets, not the Deets, the Midlands, and they ask Othello, like, are you sure you know about this? He's like, of course I do. I know as much about interior design as I know about the undead, paranormal. They do a wide shot of where they're sitting at. Now, I like this because it was done so on purpose. What I know about interior design. So your idea of interior design is a deck with no roof and a wall.
Let me tell you something.
You don't know jack shit, do you? I love that.
Gentlemen.
Loved it.
Gentlemen, can I say for a fact that right now, if that house was a real house, that would be a $2 million house.
Oh, yes.
It would be. Yes, it would be.
At least $2 million.
It definitely would be. I think a little bit more.
Probably more.
Now, let's go with the idea there's 3 more houses in that vicinity, but there's still a good amount of land. Is it still worth that much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because think about it. This place is in the middle of nowhere. Everything is spaced out. Even with the amount of condos that will be built, in today's time, that house is much further away.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it in terms of
also think about how much land that house is sitting on.
It looks equivalent to the houses in Accokeek. The bigger houses.
Exactly.
Or if you're in the Virginia area, I would say Lorton or Bristow.
Yeah, where it's like you get land and it's spread out a little bit more with the housing space. So it's like, oh yeah, it's creeping up in the millions.
Let's go a little bit further south. And let's go a little bit further south, and let's go a little bit south of Virginia, and I will say Garrisonville, and let's go a little bit more east.
Stafford.
Let's go a little bit more east in Maryland, and I'll go for a little spot you ain't thinking about. It's that weird little place that they call Upper Marble, but it really ain't. It's really just a long stretch of highway till you hit Annapolis. That weird little I don't know what name of that town.
Mason's Corner.
I don't know. It's right
near Chesapeake Beach over in that side.
It's right when you cross over the county line over when you pass out.
Sound like Dunkirk.
Oh man.
No, man. Dunkirk is. I'll be honest. At least in my opinion, Dunkirk is like living in a slightly less congested Temple Hills. I don't think the houses are as rich as you think they are. It's like one of those places like, it's nice out here. No, it ain't, nigga. There's all these meth heads bringing down the property value.
Lydia apparently is the only one that can see the Maitland couple.
Because Lydia has what I like to call golf girl powers.
Yeah.
No, she's got the goth eyes.
And I got to be honest.
This is what she. No, this is her eye. I mean, this is her activating the ghost seeing eye power.
Exactly.
The glow.
Here's the thing. I know people talk about, oh man, we don't get shots like that. No, that's too simple. They do that all the time. But Eris, I will say, well, actually, for the whole podcast, I'm just gonna be real. That was the first white girl I had a crush on.
Oh, you too?
Oh, to this
I
day,
had a huge crush
to this
on
day,
Winona Ryder.
I still love Winona Ryder. I will be honest
here.
with you. Yeah, her stock fell. Yeah, it did.
She didn't do it for me, but I understand.
I'm still game.
No.
And Chris, you know me. I don't like girls that are built like a tennis racket. You know I don't.
D.
I will fucking destroy Winona.
D.
Yes.
Season 4, Volume 2 of Stranger Things. There is a part with Winona Ryder where I said, God damn it. I'm going to smash you, aren't I?
Like this. Well, that's it. Why you are.
Like, oh, wait, hold up. No, D, here's me. Hold on, what year is this? Yes, 71. Really good year.
71, really good weird. Still hairy. And you gotta do it like you gotta call your teeth. Yeah.
Oh my god, man! Like, but like,
hey, y'all ever happen to y'all? You know, you go down. I can't be the only one in this room.
It's either that or you
I didn't come down with this in my mouth, is what I'm trying to say.
It's either that, D. It's either that, D. D. It's either that or you hit the speed bump called the razor bump.
What?
First off, that is black man kryptonite. You can't be busting out the fucking razor bumps. That kills black people. That kills black men 2 days out of the year, man. What are you talking about? Razor bumps, like
The one that
she
just happened to cut a little too strong.
Now imagine one on top of the most sensitive part of a Mercedes-Benz. That's what's going on right now.
Like razor bumps and sickle cell is the 2 leading killers of black men.
I tell you, man. Cops over there, I can't keep up, man.
Anyways, y'all, look. I want to point out. I did like this version of Lydia in the movie.
Very unbothered.
Not just unbothered. She was the most, at least for the movie's sake, very downbeat compared to her cartoon counterpart, where they made her extremely upbeat, and her and Beetlejuice. No, I know they had to. I mean, I appreciate both, but it's just that that contrast between this movie and the cartoon. Like, you took something as crazy and out there as this movie, turned into a kid's show, completely changed Lydia, made Beetlejuice her best friend, and here we are. You gave us 4 seasons of an amazing show,
guys. Well, let's be real. This was indicative of.
Let me. I'm sorry, real quick, and I will put this on top of this real quick. And the girl who did the voice of Lydia also did the voice of Jubilee, which also was the same girl that was on Big Comfy Couch. Yes, I just had to get that out. You know how long I've been sitting on that trivia. Anyway, go ahead.
But it's also indicative of all the cartoons. I mean, fuck. I watched some of them trauma films and the Toxic Crusader. They made a cartoon.
Toxic Avenger.
Do you know what
No. The cartoon was called Toxic Crusader, but the movies were Toxic Avenger. Those movies were fucking crude, grotesque, raunchy as shit, and they made a cartoon out of that shit.
I mean, let's think about. I was gonna say, just jumping back to Beetlejuice. You took this and turned it into a kid's show.
Hey, they did it.
I love the practical effects of this, by the way.
It's creepy.
Very.
It's spooky.
You know what? It's not scary to me. What's the scary part of that to me is not the front part. It's actually seeing the face stretched out and the empty eyes on top of her head.
Well, the claymation of them doing the faces was actually pretty dope. And see, the claymation of them doing the face, it's creepy still. But you could definitely tell it's the 80s. That's how they had to do it.
And I did the one part, outside of seeing the open and all that, after seeing the initial shock of how they look, it's like,
Well, afterwards it turns into like Jim Henson's Muppet Babies.
It really, all right, put it this
the
way.
Muppet Show.
All right, put it this way. Actually, I got a better way of saying it, and you mentioned Jim Henson. I got a better way of saying it. With the Ninja Turtles, we kind of you kind of forget that those guys are in suits, right?
Mm-hmm.
With this one, it really felt that there was a helmet on their head and they're just kind of stiff.
Yeah.
So whatever. Two different.
I think as a kid,
whatever,
but I think it's also speaking to like when you're a kid, or if you're one of those people that is like a huge film buff, you eat that shit, you eat it up, right?
Yeah.
You eat it up, and we know with today's technology, they would have definitely did it differently to where it would look dope as hell, but it obviously wouldn't have that practical vibe to it.
No, exactly. It wouldn't even be the same.
It wouldn't be the same. I think that's probably the biggest reason why I don't think there would be no big mega overhaul of Beetlejuice. Because I think if they do anything with Beetlejuice, it's going to be the musical, and I think they should do the musical.
Well, they're doing it on Broadway, so
that's what I'm saying. Just because that's been so. Here's the thing about the music that gets me: because it was so successful at Universal Studios, it ended up going to the Broadway, and that's what gets me like. That's where you should go next. And as much as I would hate it, I fully expect the next Beetlejuice to be a musical. Fully expect it. I'm not even joking with you. If you just get somebody to do not only the direction right, but do the costumes and all the rest of that,
work.
I gotta be honest with you. It will probably rock. It will probably rock. And I could probably see myself looking at it and like, this joke ain't that bad. It's actually pretty fucking funny.
You know the funniest shit ever that had me rolling? They come down there in sheets, right? And they're all like, ooh.
Designer sheets.
Designer sheets, right? And I like how Lydia takes the picture. Oh, you kooky. Get a room.
The part that gets me, because it's great.
I'm a child, for God's sake.
Lydia, no, not Lydia. Delia, they were trying to be like, woo. Delia gets up, turns on the TV.
Bro, first, hold on. Can we mention something? Can we mention the fact that Delia fell asleep to mid-tier wrestling?
Man, hey, put some respect on Northern Territory Wrestling.
Northern Territory Wrestling.
I don't know what she was.
It was not Vince McMahon, I can tell you that much.
That shit was late night TV wrestling, like late night pro wrestling.
Because if this movie took place in North Carolina, I'd be like, yeah, that's
Smoky Mountain
from
Canada.
It probably was, because if this was like in North Carolina, it's like Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and I'm like, oh shit, cool. Cool.
I'm Jim Cornette. She would have woke the fuck up. The nigga video was like, ooh. Speaking of which, I have not said this, and I'm actually shocked none of us said this.
Mm-hmm.
Gina Davis, you look so adorable.
Very innocent.
And number two, so this is as small as you ever going to be, huh, Alec? This is it. This is as small as we're ever going to see you. I'm getting an eyeful. See you later.
For Alec Baldwin, shot a person.
Chris, did the man really know there was a bullet in there? Stop going with this. You are not Liam Neeson him. Yeah. You are not Liam Neeson him. You're not doing this. I know what Twitter did. You don't have to follow them.
Oh no, sir. Am I saying Alec Baldwin did it? No.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you are. I know you want to. I want to.
But the conspiracy theory in my head is like, you might not have known the bullet was in there, Alec. But the bullet was there.
I'm just doing my job.
Just doing my job.
Oh, God.
But yeah, it is. You know,
every time that motherfucker pick up a gun from here on out, everybody like.
I feel. You know what? I feel the same about Alec Baldwin being small in this one, and then all of a sudden we see him now. Just like I remember watching Gladiator, and it's like Russell Crowe 8-pack cut, and all of a sudden, boom, we see him in. I saw him in was it Man with the Iron Fist, and I'm like, oh, he's just this fat, lecherous guy. All right, let's go.
Man. Look, I that's how it is. Whatever. Anyway, the part that gets me with the and they finally go into moaning again. Here's me. Technically, it does sound like y'all fucking at this point. Because here's Alec. Woo! It's like, oh, stop. Just stop. She took the picture. Of course, she takes the pictures. Don't see no feces. She's like, what's going on?
No
I like that, and that's when she finds out that she can see the dead.
So like, you can see us without the sheets? Of course I can see you. Well, how is it you can see us but no one else can?
Because you guess the shitting.
Oh, wait, no. Like, well, the shitting. For the love of God, Chris. Like, well, I've read through that handbook for the recently deceased. It says live people ignore the strange and unusual. I myself am strange and unusual. You look like a regular. Wait, you look like a regular girl to me.
And that was the line that made every girl a goth.
That's the equivalent.
She said she wanted to be strange and by herself.
This is the equivalent to the Rachel Dolezal meme of "I too am an African American." That's what that felt like.
No,
it's like I too am a goth.
That they did kind of like. I am just stating what I am. My name is Raven Willowflower.
We really got to address how in the 80s and 90s the way they did goth was very much on some like I too am goth. I'm so just
you know what? Here's the funny thing. I've only seen maybe 4 great interpretation of goth, and all of them do the same.
Breakfast
they
Club.
Take shots at them. So
Ali Sheedy.
No, she wasn't. Alan Sheedy was not a goth, and I hate how everybody say that.
She was just weird. I wouldn't even say goth. She was just weird.
But I'm with you. They always do it in some weird way. The best one.
I still ask, what the hell does she do to get the tension in that movie?
Burn something, I guess.
She called somebody a nigger. Are you happy? Are you happy?
Sir,
now we know.
I don't believe
that.
Now
we know why.
I don't believe that. I don't believe
now
it.
You know.
I don't know. D. Stop it. See that first one. Number one, wrong one. That was clearly Molly Ringwald. But we ain't gonna talk about this movie.
No.
We are not gonna talk.
That was Emilio Estevez, sir. What are you talking about?
Actually.
Don't say Judd. Don't say Judd.
No, I'm pinning it on Molly.
No.
Chris, it's funnier to say it's Molly.
No. I got it for her. Eric Chris, what was the name of the principal? I mean, the guy that was running the
got you.
That guy. Yeah, well, here's what he said. I got a question. So are all you in here for calling somebody a nigger? All of them raised their hand.
It's like,
here's me. It was Tyrell, wasn't it? I know he's a son of a bitch. Oh, you got to do your
we found out Tyrell is played by Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds because of course he's
Tyrell,
the only black guy.
No. It's somebody. Look, it's somebody none of us expect. It's his first big time role. Kadeem Hardison.
Man,
Kadeem Hardison is like
a young Kadeem Hardison.
There's a post of him doing a dunk. Fucking nigger. Don't you forget about me.
But like. One of the lines I did like was Lydia telling the Maitlands, listen, if you guys really are ghosts, y'all better come up with a better routine because them sheets don't work.
Ain't working.
They don't work.
This ain't it, fam. That ain't the move. That ain't the move.
Something better. You gotta do something better. This is what you do.
Wonderful freeze frame.
Fuck.
Wonderful.
No print screen on here. Fuck. Did you print screen that? Okay, you did.
I did.
Okay, cool.
I think I did.
All right.
Otherwise, you can always rewind the stream.
I feel so betrayed.
I mean, Lydia should have been.
I hope it's a good one.
Lydia could have been like, "Here's what you do: you get some sheets that's white and pointy, right? And then you turn a cross out in the front of the yard. You see,
this is what you do.
And stand by it outside.
Say boo."
No. Make sure you hold up a sign that says "Get out of our house." Leave this house and get out of this town.
It's a capital T. You see, time to leave.
Look. Hold on. Here's the best thing. You guys are ready? Here's both of them. Yeah, we're ready, but why do you want us to go to the only black house? It will only work that way.
No. Hey, Chris, they step outside to do it right. Alec Ball was holding another sign that says, "We don't want your kind here."
What is our kind? I don't know.
New
Yorkers.
New Yorkers, I guess. I don't know.
Yuppies. I gotta say, look. Yo, this is what you do. You make my parents dance. I don't know, maybe to an African American who married a white woman after leaving his black wife. Maybe that's a good one to go to. I don't know. But they like Calypso, so try with that.
But see, they came up with that idea after realizing it was a very bad idea to ask this guy for help.
I swear, man, like just everything with Beetlejuice. When you see
First
him,
off, that tree is giving off way too many tentacle vibes. Go ahead.
Yes,
but
it
also,
is.
I did appreciate Beetlejuice in the one part where he lures the fly over
Oh,
with
yeah,
zag
with the
nuts.
zag
Come
nuts.
on, maybe a nush.
Just grabbed him and killed him. I was like, that was great.
AD. This movie has a history with a little known group that you and I were a part of. There was at least one song that one of our friends did.
We're good. I remember it. We don't have to talk about it.
AD.
Never trust the living. I know.
No. I wasn't gonna say that one, even though that was one of them. The other one. Hey, come here.
Yes, I'm gonna give it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey, Chris, Eris, we won't go into it. I still remember the. That's all I need to tell. Stop. I know that won't affect none of y'all, but that's for me and Eris.
Yeah,
and that's something we're gonna have to live with for the next 2 days. Because
Hey.
Eris thought it would be cute to talk about a whole song that I.
Hey, folks! If you're watching this live and in the area, please bring up MDs as a question at the panel this Saturday. Please.
No.
We have to rip the Band-Aid off right
No, you ain't ripping no Band-Aid.
I swear this guy wants
nuts, nigga. It's not happening, bro.
D. I swear this guy.
I want anarchy, damn it.
This guy's asking
violence.
He's asking for so much violence.
He asking for a still. He's asking for your cup, Eris, the joke you wait for Wild Bill. He's asking for a Wild Bill cut to go upside his head.
All of a sudden, 3BG gets disbanded at Blur, kind of like, oh shit, this panel was lit. D went upside CJ's head. It's a freaking rap.
Boy, Eris is choking me off the motherfucking banister. I'm gonna kill you, nigga.
I'm bleeding from my head. Guys,
stop it. Hold on.
One team, one sound.
Best part of all this. Let's go on this. As we get checked, as Chris is dizzy with a motherfucking chair sticking out of his head like he's fucking Venom Snake and shit. Guys, stop. Here comes Nigeria. Hey, yo, Eris, you ain't choking him hard enough. See, if that was me choking him.
I do not need your colorful wrestle commentary. Okay?
You hear the Metal Gear Solid 4. War is hell.
War has changed.
War has changed.
Chris is doing this in the blind range. There's one of them, some random girl who we ran over, some poor random girl who got ran over in the melee, crawling out, trying to press the X button, trying to get out the room. Show a clip of Eris get a judo flip by me.
Everything going in slow motion. No, everything going in slow motion.
Eris, you get judo flipped by me, you're obviously a doll. Just going.
Hilton is looking like Akiba, all lost and shit. And everybody's going crazy from the fucking shots. Like
no. First of all, that would not be Hilton. This would be Hilton. Watching as chaos is unfolding.
Anything to take the mind off of crypto.
Please like and subscribe to 3 Black Geeks. That's right. Like, leave a comment, do all of that good stuff.
Good.
Because
they're not talking about crypto anymore.
Because 3 Black Geeks, we try here, and I would love a like. I would love a share, anything, whatever you do. We are 3 hungry Negroes. You see what we do.
We would like to inform all of you that we ain't shit. This podcast sucks. please give us
whoa, sir! Don't say we suck. All right.
Oh no. We suck.
Can I please do my?
We
promo?
sucks the finest of dicks, though, man. We
First off, mega pause on all of that.
The finest, smoothest of shafts.
These two motherfuckers suck dick. I don't.
I did not say that, CJ. So I would need you to retract that fucking hand, sir.
Dude. And actually, we are one. Don't say these two. No, we're one.
Oh, so one band, one sound. HBCU theme. Got you.
Hey, yo, Chris. First off, keep your Hotep, Illuminati, HBCU talk to yourself, okay?
Hey, the great Orlando Jones said, "One band, one sound, motherfucker." That ain't Hotep. That's a quote.
No, that's a quote that he didn't write. That was in a lame ass mid movie. Don't do that. Don't do that to Mr. Jones.
Hey, I ain't trying to have Nick Cannon sue our asses now. All right, he has
what
kids to raise.
What Nick Cannon going to do? Fuck up and get another girl pregnant? What you want? What? I don't understand. How these threats?
That will require him tripping and falling into pussy in order to get a chick pregnant. So
what are you talking about, man? He got like 9 of them pregnant. It don't make no sense. And if anything, he's fucking too much. We need to cut his dick off.
I ain't for the castration of black men. Just FYI on that one.
Why not him? Why not Nick Cannon? What is Nick Cannon giving back to you? Hey D, I gotta watch America's Got Talent. Is that what it is?
Hey, I'd rather see Beetlejuice impregnate 9 chicks. All right,
ladies and gentlemen. The mentioning of Nick Cannon's severed penis is brought to you by Life Water. Drink up, pH balanced.
That whole sequence of them dancing
at
the table to Calypso was actually pretty hilarious to me. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was great because it just comes out of nowhere and just. I like how just in sync it was, and everybody was like,
"It was definitely in sync." Like that whole dance number. I always wondered how long did it take for them to not just choreograph it, but like practice the whole thing, get everything down. No one corpsed. Like everybody was in it. They went with it. You know, everybody was in it for the shits. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I loved it. I loved it all. And just the fact that it didn't do what it was intended. They were like, oh my God, this is great. How can we monetize this shit? Because whiteness.
When they wanted to turn that shit into a sideshow attraction for the house. Like they literally wanted to turn the house into an attraction.
I mean, you have Robert Goulet there. He's the perfect person to do some shit like that. Which
now here's the thing to get me. Though. When you say they wanted to make that a side attraction, I was like, so you gonna write a contract with these ghosts? Like, what? All right, y'all. Since we know for the first time ever, there's paranormal activity that we can monetize. You try and do a show every hour. Because look. I think that's what the people want. That's what they come here for.
Did you love how Lydia?
Now you're probably gonna have to use a different song. Because Mr. Belafonte, he's actually really stringent about his music. So we're probably gonna have to use something else.
Did you like how Lydia just rolled up to the attic and was like, "They actually liked you guys. You should come down. Wear some sheets." I was like, "Wow."
Wow. No, what she said in the most deadpan way was, "They want you to come downstairs. They said you can bring any sheets you want."
So like, this is disappointing.
No, I laughed. I laughed at Alec Baldwin. My man was so happy because he was like, "Any minute now, they're gonna come running out of that house and heading for the hills. Any minute now."
TikTok.
The knock on the door. That's what it was. The knock on the door from Lydia saying they want you to come.
That defeated knock.
So after that whole debacle, that's when the couple decides to use Beetlejuice. And I gotta admit, it was a very creepy scene. The snake, the banister becoming the snake. That was definitely an out there thing.
Yeah, this shit.
Oh, yeah, that was
okay. That's probably one of the things.
That's like Tim Burton shit.
It's kind of funny. The hellscape. The hellscape that the sandworms was in, that scared me, not the sandworms, because I thought the sandworms, even as a kid, and I'm just going to be real, even as a kid, I thought it was some of the ugliest stop motion that didn't scare me at all. That one scared me a little bit more. That was snake actually scared me a little bit more.
That was a sign of the 80s, and it wasn't just any snake. That was a big ass rattlesnake.
It really
was based off he literally it was dope with the way they did the shadow effects. So the shadow went from just this banister of the stairs to boom, a snake.
That is what that effect is actually probably way easier to do than everybody think it is. They're like, oh, just get 2 sheets together. You know what I mean?
And I think it was great.
When you got Beetlejuice saying like, "Oh, you two are a bunch of spooksters, aren't you?" Well, time to turn on the juice and see what shakes loose.
I like how he grabbed my man Jeffrey and dropped that nigga dead on his neck.
D, hold on. I love the fact that this same thing would be used in a little known movie with a doll using a hook. Instead of saying, "We're here for your daughter, Chuck," it's "How's it hanging, Phil?" Which, I'm sorry, child's play.
Harris. We have to set something up where we go through every Chucky movie, like one by one. Because y'all got look. Here's the thing, y'all.
It was something about
two had the best deaths.
Yes,
and here's the thing. Let me tell you something. How's it hanging feel? It doesn't give justice unless you and I set up the whole deal that goes into it. Because by the time that happens, like, how's it hanging feel?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I don't know what it is about this late 80s, early 90s shit where you drop a white dad from drop him from a staircase. It's something about dropping a dad.
For me, it's like, still the best drop ever. To me, is still from motherfucking Conan Barbarian, seeing James L. Jones being the most charismatic nigga in the world. Come to me, my child. Just somebody just steps it. Pow! This nigga gonna try.
It's like, well. Oh man, I think
white people I get to jump off of get the new jack themselves every day. You know how many white people I can do that, nigga.
I think what's amazing too is that like at this point, to show how Otho really is full of shit on him knowing about ghosts, he manages to find the Book of the Dead, and what he thinks he's doing is a seance. This idiot decides, he was actually doing an exorcism. And I'm like, of course this idiot doesn't know the difference between a fucking seance and an exorcism.
No, it wasn't even a seance. That was a whole ass exorcism.
No, that's what I'm saying. He didn't know. For some reason, he thought he was doing a seance. And he's like, no, dude, you're doing an exorcism, my dude.
And I hate to be that person, but for whatever reason. It could be because I'm really looking at the movie. But I finally got the connection of showing us that one room. He's like, that's the room for the undead. That's the dead for the dead.
For the dead.
It's all in the handbook.
Now
that would come back, and Otho actually read that shit. And I will say this: those were the best effects in the movie to me.
But they're coming back into the
gradually
actual,
getting old, and I know it's just like putting on.
Dead.
Oh god, that is perfect. That is perfect.
I love you, StreamYard. I love it.
StreamYard is the gift that keeps on giving.
Countdown control. I need to put that shit on there. VR Trooper thing.
Oh god.
But nah,
no.
But the whole thing is, once that doesn't work, they decide, all right, we're going to get a seance going to bring the couple back. But what it really is they
really tried to summon them.
They tried to summon them, but what he was really doing was basically doing the exorcism, which it was bringing them back into their wedding clothes. And it was actually, and I like the effect of them disappearing, because old girl disappears first. He's like, the fuck? And then all of a sudden he starts disappearing when he grabs the door, and then boom, they're in their wedding clothes. And then as they keep going with the seance, which is the exorcism, they grow old and they start getting decrepit and stuff. And I'm like, oh shit. Like,
I'm like, so this is what being exorcised looks like.
Yeah. And you have Lydia that decides, okay, Beetlejuice, where you at? And in which, before all this, she's talking to Beetlejuice, and I like their conversation where she's looking for she's looking
that
for
right there
when they're looking for the Maitlands, and there was what was it? She was like, she asked them, "Where's the Maitlands?" He's like, "They're dead."
Like they're dead.
They're ghosts.
Dead ski.
It's like they're ghosts. Well, aren't you a ghost?
No, it's not. When she asked the question, "Aren't you a ghost?" We get his most famous line ever. "I'm the ghost with the most, babe."
This is after he partied at the place that he had.
Dude, it was a whole whorehouse that was set up, right? A whole whorehouse that was set up.
And
that judo set up just to keep him out of the way. Which, hold up. Because that part was so great. I was like, bro, my man was like, who? So, feeling a little anxious here. I was wondering, if there was any place that an average Joe like myself, after 600 years, if I could find a little action. Dude, a whole red light district. The jump, bro, the spot was called Dante's.
I'm gonna point out something here. I gotta point this out here. Fucking Adam Maitland. I've seen people over the years. I've seen people make like model towns, and I'm always appreciative of how much detail those people that make those model towns go for in terms of like really going intricate with it. And he's modeling the town in that model, like down to detail. To the T. Like that's why he got his wife to take pictures, and that's when they go out. Like he's really doing that. And I always love that. So like when he's really like at one point Beetlejuice kicks the tree, it's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. They kick the tree over and screams, "Nice fucking model!"
And he just puts it back like nothing happened. Like
right. I love it. He's like, okay.
It's like, okay, that's cool.
It's still good. It's still good.
It's still good. Still good. Still good.
It's just a little knocked over.
But I just like how when Lydia summons Beetlejuice, and like you said, you put the picture up, he's like, "It's showtime," and then boom, he ends up popping up as like a carnival ride thing with Maxie Dean and his wife. That was his wife, right? Or girl? That was his wife, right?
I would say, that was his girlfriend.
That whole shit was fucking hilarious, and they're all laughing it up like, "Oh, this must be part of the whole thing," and they're like, "I don't think that's part of the whole shtick, guy.
This ain't it, Chief. What are you doing?"
Beetlejuice kills him,
bro. That part. Hold on.
We laugh. He killed him.
This.
Oh, he killed him.
Let's think about something here. When the last thing you see is this shit
and a hammer coming down, oh, you dead.
2 hammers coming down, and you getting yeeted through the roof.
Oh, you dead. Like we forget we're all laughing up at the movie, but then when you look back on it, yeah, Beetlejuice did kill somebody. He killed 2 people.
I'm like, Beetlejuice, did you legit kill people? I said, bro,
you're dangerous.
No, it is no wonder that Juno wanted nothing to do with you. How the hell were you her? How the hell did you become her assistant? Like, please explain that to me.
Beetlejuice is the chaotic adjudicator.
Yes. The chaotic adjudicator.
Think about it. They need him to get these fucking couples out. Who do you get? You get an adjudicator. Be like, nah, you gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Not just any adjudicator, but one that actively chooses violence on the daily.
Well, violence with the smile, sir. Violence with the smile.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on.
You gotta bring that picture back up. Is this hold on, where's that? Is this the face of a guy that's the face of a guy that will be like, you know what, man, you gotta get out of here. You see, smile for the kids. You see the merry-go-round. It's for the kids.
Just step right up, test your strength. I'm like, bro.
Dude, Maxie Dean and his wife, I think that's what makes it funny. Maxie Dean and his wife are just sitting there like, oh, this is funny. Oh, and I'm like, oh, you're dead. Oh, you're dead.
I'm like, they have no idea.
So as they went through the roof, I'm like, and you're dead.
Bro, go back to Dante's. This this is Dante's. I want y'all to understand that this is what the place looked like.
The demon mouth, the girls, the devil-looking girls, just the
demon girls. It's girls everywhere, live nudes, Dante's, Inferno Room. But hold on, just because it's not a fire code violation, air conditioned. The fact that it's air conditioned.
That is some motel ass shit right there.
This shit is up to code. I would have thought.
Let me tell you, I spent the night in the motel one time in my life, and that was on a road trip back from California. Let me tell you something. You see them types of shits, it's like air conditioned to really emphasize, guys, it's all right. You got AC. You're fine. Great.
You won't burn up overnight.
As I'm wondering whether somebody's going to break into my motel room and kill me. So, that's peace of mind, I guess. AC.
All right, CJ, let me point out. There's an actual love hotel that this shit right here would actually fit in perfectly. You walk in there, everything is a vibe. It's air conditioned. You got three porn channels. Free, by the way.
That's the only thing missing from that sign was the porn channels on that shit.
So you can only push it, but you can only push this shit so far. just that much.
That's just my man's doing that, and the thing of it is, Lydia bringing him back. It was on the precursor of Beetlejuice wanted her to marry him.
Yeah, he needed to get married in order to get out. I'm like, bro, okay, at this point in the movie, are we just making up shit as we go now?
Oh, dude, I like how the Maitland's trying to say Beetlejuice, and he's like, oh shit, I forgot you're here. Boom.
the first
Beetlejuice. Oh shit!
I love when he first Adam tries to say it, his jaw falls off.
Puts the jaw back on. Like, okay, honey, here's your jaw. Here's the back on.
He's like, he tried to run up. Yo, why Adam trying to pull up on Beetlejuice?
Yo, he really was like, yo, I am with the shit. Let's go. Freeze, and you gotta go. I mean, like, put him back in this model town. My man got the fucking Sanford and Son truck. It was like, not today, bitch.
No, Barbara did it best though. She screams Beetlejuice. The Beetlejuice reaction.
Puts the lock on her fucking mouth.
First is a zipper.
And then she says Beetlejuice lock.
Bro, it was an entire like a metal block.
And then banishes her to the fucking sand.
To the freaking sand dunes.
Now, apparently, she, luck of the Irish, I guess, managed to tame a fucking sandworm in the midst of all this.
I would say, no, she had the power of, we only got about 10 minutes left in this movie.
Oh, you forgot also that old boy's teeth, before he gets transported, his teeth falls out, his biting Beetlejuice's teeth. He's like, shit.
Chasing the teeth out of the house. Scram!
No, but the miniature truck hitting Beetlejuice's feet had me in tears. I was like, my man was like, nah.
No, you know what I loved about that truck, by the way, Chris? I love that truck was on GTA God mode, because it crashes into a shoe. You see the explosion, but you clearly see that it's a toy truck that backs up.
That was the toy model that Doc Brown used in Back to the Future. Hey, but you know what though? I ain't gonna lie.
No, real talk. This third act is
chaotic good.
It's not only chaotic, it's the funniest. It is the funniest scene in the whole movie.
She rolls in there with the fucking sandworm, all like, whoa, shit. And then
she
bam.
comes riding in on the sandworm.
It eats him like, I
was like, yep, that is how y'all wrapped up that scene.
And you know what? It fit. It worked.
Did.
It's like,
no. Did you also like how the movie goes completely against its own rules? Now the Deets can actually see the Maitlands.
Yeah, it's kind of, I guess maybe because of the spell that they did, they can see them, I'm assuming.
See, but then that made me wonder, can they see them after the fact?
I believe they can.
Like once they started living together.
I'm assuming they can, because I presume, this is my assumption, is that the exorcism spell, even it got stopped by Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. It made the Deets able to see the Maitlands. and that's it.
Which I gotta point out. Beetlejuice with the fucking Letterman. My man threw in a David Letterman joke. He says, "Well, what do we got here tonight, kids?" Well, I see we have the Maitlands here. Well, I believe they've had enough exercise for one night.
The best one though is when the preacher's like, "Do you take this woman to your wife?" And he's all like, "Geez, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a big decision, isn't it? I mean, I always said if I ever did it, I was ever going to do it once, and that was it."
Now that moment has passed, yeah, sure. Then when it's Lydia's turn, she's like, "No, Beetle." Look, she's a little nervous. Perhaps I should speak for her.
I'm Lydia in sound mind.
I love the ADR. ADR Lydia. She was clearly reading from the script.
Dude, when he popped out the finger with the ring, and Lydia's like, "What the hell, man?"
This is like, honey, I'm telling you, she meant nothing to me. Nothing. Why do you have that? What? Hold on. So then that means, so Beetlejuice, are you trying to tell me you messed around with a dead married woman?
I mean, let's be real. That's par for the course of Beetlejuice if you're going to be real.
It is, which is too funny. I said she meant nothing to me. So everybody is going out of their way to try to stop this mess.
Guess who's back? Nightwing's ass. Yeah.
I mean, bright as fuck. I know.
Shout out to D. Welcome back, sir.
The camera on camera.
I want to know, how did I look? Was I like a perfect,
pretty delayed?
No.
Video's delayed.
No, D. I'll tell you how you looked. If you rewind the stream, you looked like you were posing for a 2004 mixtape cover.
Thank you. I tried my best. See, I was hoping I was had one eye closed and I was pointing at the camera or something.
No, D. You honestly look like the background nigga in a Jay Bezel mixtape cover.
Like doing this shit.
No, you was like this.
I'm just saying, Blur God, dog, we gotta do this.
Again, why Bezel? Why it always have to be Bezel with you? Is it Bezel or who is it? Casa. It's always one of those.
No, it's always Bezel. Bezel will forever get the jokes.
But D, before you cut out though, me and Sue over here, we're chatting like, "Yo, Beetlejuice killed 2 people," and we laughed.
He did. Straight.
Straight murdered them. Because here's the thing that really gets me is that it ain't the fact that it happened so quick. Where you're like I love that. I just love that.
That face. He said, "That is why I will never do 2 shows a night, babe. I won't do it.
I won't do it. That's a man that got limits. That's a man that got limits. That is why I don't do it."
That whole thing, I love just everything. Even the claymation of the statues holding down the deets, I thought that was actually pretty great.
How it turned on them, and how that actually kind of crushed people and shit like that.
Yeah,
all the creepy. The sculptures coming to life. Just
also Otho managed to get away.
Straight up Tim Burton's alley.
Mm-hmm. Also, Otho got away, but he had to live with the fact that he had to wear a pastel suit.
Bro, that pastel suit had me in tears.
Because
that's his worst nightmare.
You know why it had me in tears? Because number one, I thought that was hilarious, and number two, my nigga ass. I mean, all you gotta do is wear the right shoes with him.
I mean, Otho.
I mean, you can rock it. I mean, look, you can rock it. You can rock it.
I hate Steve Harvey and Deion Sanders wearing, and Michael Irvin. I hate all of their suits, but
the OG big suits.
No.
No, Chris. It doesn't matter. The OG. It doesn't matter whoever's wearing. If whatever they're wearing is like that. But here's me. Man, you put a little yellow in that. That'll work.
No. No, it's none of that. It's none of that, gentlemen. It's the old TikTok of what you have to do is go out and you buy 5 suits.
One black, one blue. Hey, look,
one brown, one gray.
To be fair, he's right.
He's like, you buy 5 suits.
75
suit combinations.
I mean, that's a cheat code that I wish he didn't say out loud. It's like, fucking hey, Steve, shut the fuck up. Like,
I know, right? I know you're trying to give up the sauce, but goddamn, man,
that shit. Put that behind Patreon or something.
but no. I mean, so out of all the chaos that's going on in this scene, really think about this, Chris. This wedding is really about to go down. This impromptu ass wedding is about to go down.
We're this close to greatness.
I just like the fact that the dude that originally made this had Lydia at age 9, and they were going to do this shit.
And you had
hold
up, with a ghost that's at least over 600 years.
Yeah. He wanted them super early, apparently. I don't know.
Quick. There's something interesting about that, because that whole thing with them doing the whole thing with Lydia and all that stuff, thank God they didn't go with that. But I also find it interesting that I think when Disney got the rights to Beetlejuice, they actually removed a lot of shit.
Yeah, there was a lot they took. Listen, for one thing, the Maitlands aren't even mentioned. Like they're
barely in it.
No, they're not in it ever. The Maitlands, they were never in the Beetlejuice cartoon.
No. I'm talking about when they bought the rights to show the movie on the channel.
Oh,
they cut a lot of shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff they cut out. I was talking about the cartoon.
Yeah, cartoon is the cartoon. You know they're gonna do it, but the movie itself, it did show on the Disney Channel, and I remember they cut a lot of stuff, and it did kind of kill the context of the movie stuff, especially the finale, because we didn't get that sweet shot of the sandworm eating Beetlejuice in the Disney Channel version. I'm like,
which is so weird, because it's like we just see the sandworm come down
and they jump cut.
And
I'm like, well, that was dumb.
I mean, it completely just that was that was the big monster.
One
gone now. That took care of everything.
One moment I do believe they probably one moment I do believe they cut out of the Disney version, Chris. Homegirl's Mrs. Incredible moment.
Oh yeah.
That's a flat, wide white woman ass.
D, you're gonna put some respect on this 1988 ass, okay?
Ew, no. Take her out that leather. I bet it's like
burnt, leathery.
Gotta think about it. Look. Like I said, you gotta remember, this is a white woman back in the 80s. So there's no ass there. So you see all the ridges that was in the seat, just red lines on her butt.
Smells like a fucking 6-pack of ass of bologna. That's what that shit smells like.
It smelled actually, Christopher.
Actually, Christopher, that shit stinks.
Hey, Chris. Actually, it smells like Dior.
Excuse me. No, this was 88. You know damn well that was Chanel.
But smells like wet dog and Chanel. Number 5.
Oh, it smells like Eddie Bauer, except Eddie Bauer delivered me meats and not actually.
And the meats isn't from Arby's.
I did wanted to also point out all of the practical effects was really good in this movie. I love the music. Score was really good.
Very Tim Burton-y.
Extremely Tim Burton-y. I mean,
it's Danny Elfman. Come on.
Yeah, it's Danny Elfman, but you can also tell when it comes to Tim Burton and Danny Elfman, that vibe, the aesthetic, it's like you could put this next to 89 Batman and it's perfect.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There was something about the 80s aesthetic of Tim Burton that was way different. The 80s that dragged into the 90s. I would say it began at Pee-wee and it ended at Ed Wood. Mm-hmm. I would say that when it comes to Tim Burton.
Yeah. I think it ended at Ed Wood.
I think it ended at Ed Wood, and everything after that was like, hey, Tim,
Chill.
Timothy, Tim, you can't do the same movie over and over again. That's what I think. And it's kind of funny. What was that movie he did with I didn't like it. Something Shadows. The Shadows movie.
Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows. The aesthetic wasn't bad. It's just that it felt older than what it felt like it. It felt like that's all that Tim had.
Let me ask you this, though.
So, I don't know.
We might have hit on it and stuff. You said Ed Wood. I say it was really after Sleepy Hollow to me.
I'll pull it back and I'll agree with you. And here's the fun part about that. I never seen Sleepy Hollow all the way.
Oh, it's
and
crazy.
My wife and what I've been reading from a lot of people says it's an absolute effing classic. That's what everybody says, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you probably won't like it.
It was the last time to me you could tell Tim Burton was focused and keyed in on shit. Because after that, you got Planet of the Apes and Big Fish and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm like, so you just coasting at this point, right?
Gotcha. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory could have been. You can tell that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Tim kind of bought into this thing of, it doesn't matter what I do, people are going to like it. You know what I mean?
Corpse Bride was a good example of that. Even though I like it, yeah.
But you could tell that he had an idea, but it's like, Tim, this shit seems kind of dated for you. And like I said, Dark Shadows was a good callback to his old style, but it felt like, Tim, who are you copying? It doesn't feel like you. You know what I mean? That's the problem I had with it. So.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it's but I do appreciate the ending and how everything is like, the Dietz and the Maitlands are, they're coexisting together and stuff. The old girl makes a actual statue head of the Beetlejuice snake, which I thought was funny.
Freaking Delia she made a sculpture of the Beetlejuice snake head.
Scares the shit out of old boy. Like, he's like, I'm keeping it.
I mean, Chris, come on. When a sculpture of this fucking thing shows up, wouldn't you be freaked out too?
I'm surprised there's no Hot Toys. I'm surprised.
Who would you sell that to?
That would be something that you could buy in Spencer's.
That is a Spencer's thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I think that's something you can find on
Etsy,
Planet Hollywood. I don't know.
Don't say mention Planet Hollywood. That feels like the era of bygone. Like, Planet Hollywood. I remember when Planet Hollywood existed.
That was the most expensive investment ever.
Courtesy of Arnold and Sylvester Stallone being part of it, and Bruce Willis buying into that shit. Come to Planet Hollywood, folks! Yay!
Like all the celebrities come here.
Them fucking balling ass Planet Hollywood jackets.
But also it was just a pure product of the 90s. That was just a pure
really product. This is folks. I want to tell you something. This does tie the Beetlejuice. This is Planet Hollywood was such a fixture of the 90s that they franchised that shit to the big cities. New York, DC. Didn't they have one in Texas?
Yeah.
And they had one in Florida. And they had one in California.
They had one in Florida, Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas, LA, DC.
But there was
pretty much every major city had a Planet Hollywood.
There was one in Miami. When I went down to Miami, there was one in Miami. There was one in Orlando. That's all I remember.
That was a moment in time of just like you said, just the celebs. Even Michael Keaton popped up at a Planet Hollywood. I remember reading a magazine, he was there, and that was the place to be in the 90s. If you had a big movie premiere, we're here at Planet Hollywood with blah 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 blah, and it's like, all right.
Speaking of Keaton, it's funny how everybody, when people saw him being cast as Batman, everybody thought that's crazy. It would never work.
Mr. Mom.
But seeing him in Mr. Mom, you're thinking, how? No, that would never work. But then you look at him in this movie.
That's the thing. People really did overlook Beetlejuice.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Mr. Mom gave everybody pause until they saw him in Beetlejuice.
But even then, they skipped over Beetlejuice still because it felt like
they did.
They skipped over Beetlejuice.
No,
but I'm saying
I'm talking about the ones that did see it. The ones that did see Beetlejuice, they were like, you know what? He's got range.
No, but here's the thing. Yes and no, because even with them seeing Beetlejuice, much like today, and kind of like with Rob Pattinson, right? We know Rob Pattinson's a good actor beyond the Twilight bullshit, right? It's the same thing with Michael Keaton back then, where it's like we know he's a good actor past Mr. Mom shit, right? But people just didn't buy into it because like this nigga Batman, whatever. And then it's like, oh shit, he is Batman.
Now you
like,
gotta also think this was before everybody was doing that. Well, he's not gonna actually beat anybody up. You know what I mean? So
it was word on the street. It was the word on the street vibes.
It's not even that. He played it perfect because he was the most unassuming.
Here's the one other thing also that Michael Keaton had something. He had this going for him. That number one, his stock was growing in Hollywood, and number two, everybody did underestimate him. And I say that because soon after Batman, you notice he started doing a lot of family roles, a lot of smaller comedies, and not really hitting what he probably really could have done, which was just like this big range of character acting of really getting off his energy. Put it this way, it felt like Ray Liotta got all the roles Ray Liotta got were made for him, where Michael Keaton kind of had to make something out of it. You know what I mean? It felt like that to Michael. It felt like everything that was handed to him after Batman was just like, hey, can you do this? Like, yeah, I can. But you know what I would really like to do? Yeah, shut up, Michael. Just do what I wrote. That's what it kind of felt like to me. So he kind of...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that kind of made me think since you said all the stuff that Ray Liotta got was made for Keaton. So by that logic...
No, not made for Keaton.
Hold on. Let me just get my joke off real quick. So what you're telling me is you can see Michael Keaton playing Ray Liotta's character in The Name of the King.
I'll be honest with you. I would think so. I would think the same thing I thought of Ray Liotta. Why are you here?
The funny thing about Beetlejuice is that I thought Kevin Smith was bullshitting, but apparently it's 100% truth. Kevin Smith was approached, and he told a story on one of the things that he did. You know, Kevin Smith, he got approached by Warner Brothers to work with Tim Burton to rework when he was reworking Superman Lives. He heard of a story that Warner Brothers wanted to do a sequel to Beetlejuice called Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
Yeah, Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
I thought it was bullshit. No, when I looked into it, it was a real thing, and the whole premise was that literally Beetlejuice, the Dietz family, got moved to Hawaii. Father Dietz was basically going to build a resort. The resort was built on an Indian burial ground, a Hawaiian kahuna burial ground. The spirit comes back, and Beetlejuice Beetlejuice swoops in to save the day.
You said Kamehameha, that would have flowed way better than Kahuna Burger. What the hell, Chris?
No, that's what he's dead serious. It was the Hawaiian kahuna, dead serious. So Beetlejuice was going to come in. Yeah. Beetlejuice was going to come in and save the day by getting into a surf contest and I'm like, hold on, that is the most craziest shit ever. And yet Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder actually legit were going to do the shit.
They were going to do it. Hold on, Chris. You know what was funny? Had this got the green light and they did it, that would have been the perfect precursor into the cartoon.
Here's the thing, though.
Because the story, the plot of that canceled
sequel, an episode of the cartoon.
That is a literal episode of the cartoon.
And here's the thing: the only reason why it didn't happen because Batman was such a success, and they needed to get Batman Returns done.
Yep.
So they got distracted doing that. That the script pretty much got, as with a lot of scripts and stuff, when the director gets preoccupied, it got shelved and it gets put in developmental hell. So eventually, after the whole Superman Lives debacle, the studio was like, yeah, we're a bit too late in trying to do Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian because at this point, Winona Ryder got older. Michael Keaton was off doing other projects during that time. So it's like, can't fucking do it. There's no point. So no point in doing it.
If they were to make Beetlejuice today, I'm with the
cartoon.
No, not just cartoon. They would have to go go with the musical, so it would be like the Broadway show, or it could be like the Addams Family movie that came out recently. Just make it CG.
Yeah, CG animated.
I
That's like the best way to
personally
go.
the only reason why I went for musical because I was like, number one, it's successful, and number two, I really don't like going the route of making it a cartoon next. I'm just against the idea,
It just seems the
and
cheaper option because studios like
it's
cut
definitely a
it seems
budget.
like
cheaper
the easier
option.
option. It seems like if you fail at that, nobody's going to be mad at it, type
Yeah.
of thing, which is fine. So, in Dee's opinion, give me some ambition. Give me the musical and give it a fucking budget. And here's the only reason why I say that is because the show was so successful for, I mean, a good chunk of it
4 seasons.
survived. I mean, it survived. Not the cartoon though. I'm talking about the actual musical on Broadway and all
Oh
that
yeah,
because it's
yeah.
actually successful and people know it. It will work. I just
It
know it
just
works.
reopened. It reopened 2 months ago, didn't it?
What is that?
Didn't it reopen 2 months ago?
I'll be honest with y'all, know, but
Look
I
that
just
up.
know it's been playing, man. I just know it's been playing. It's like I'm saying, and on top of that, like I said, everybody knows the name Beetlejuice. I think people will go to that. It seems like it will just work to me.
It did reopen 2 months ago.
Good for you.
So it's back on Broadway now. All right, cool.
Like I said, it's one of those things where I just think it will work. It will be the easier way of doing it, and it will give another audience a different look at Beetlejuice than forcing kids to look at something in the '90s. Granted, it's a good movie. It ain't like us when our parents made us look at old movies from the '70s and it bored us to death. So at least it ain't that bad, but at least it gives people a different light to put on Beetlejuice than just this movie and nothing else.
So I actually played my cousin in North Carolina. He somehow was able to get his hands on a lot of video games for the Game Boy beyond just the typical games. He actually had the Beetlejuice video game for the Game Boy that LJN did.
Oh, not the SNES version?
Oh no, not the NES one.
I mean the NES version. Sorry.
No. He had the one that LJN did, and yeah, it's mediocre as shit. It's a time waster of a Game Boy game.
Not the best. Not the best. Not the best game.
Movie tie-in video games, they even to this day aren't having the best of luck. Sometimes you get some that cracks through and you luck out with something, but
the last good movie tie-in game, hands down, will forever be the Wolverine game.
That Terminator game to this day was a 6-pack of ass.
No, the Terminator
platinum in it, but it's a 6-pack of ass.
No. I love the fact that you and I raced against time to platinum that game together.
What was the point of y'all going through that? Oh yeah, I forgot because
Terminator fans. Yeah. You had to beat it on the hardest difficulty and boom, platinum. And I'm like, that was easy.
Stacking the trophy stacking. When we discovered how real the trophy stacking was, that all we had to do was beat the game on the hardest level, and it gives you every trophy.
Because you're basically gonna naturally over the course of that game get all the regular combat trophies any goddamn ways. So it's like, all right, cool, but like. That was a struggle. But I remember that Beetlejuice game on Game Boy, and it was just like every other like tie-in cartoon thing where it was like your miles were going to vary. Like it wasn't. Like, it was just meh.
They put shit in the game that didn't exist in neither movie or cartoon.
Yeah, and it's like okay, but like I said, it's LJN. They do that shit. They've been doing that shit for years. That's the LJN way.
Like LJN would throw some goofy shit in, like a fucking cactus that throws bean bags at you or something stupid. I mean, this is the type of stuff that you saw from LJN games, ladies and gentlemen.
But I thought it was great that Beetlejuice, damn near for the whole month of April, stayed at number 1.
Yep. Like I said, great movie, classic movie.
Yep. Whole month of April, it stayed there, and like I said, it has a legacy and stuff. And I think it says a lot that Hollywood hasn't like jumped on this because it's been like this for a while. We're on this kind of atmosphere of 80s nostalgia at this point with Stranger Things kind of doubling down on the shit. And
here's a problem with Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice really only has two things.
Not
just two modes. It really only has 2 points of its legacy. This movie and the cartoon.
Yeah.
Like you can't necessarily count the Broadway show because the Broadway and the musical came out like decades later.
Yeah.
And That's this is what you had to keep it current. But the fact that Hollywood and and all these other industries didn't do anything with Beetlejuice other than make him a side attraction at amusement parks.
I mean,
like,
that's what you do.
And it sucks because I would have loved to see more. I would love, I would have loved to have seen, an updated Beetlejuice cartoon, at least back in the 90s. After that one, after the original one ended, I would have loved to see either a mid or late 90s Beetlejuice cartoon.
Y'all remember? I don't know if you saw it, Aris D. Did you see that thing where Beetlejuice was in Teen Titans Go?
I saw that.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Shit was. He was actually in it.
He was in Teen Titans Go.
Same guy that does the Broadway of Beetlejuice. He voiced Beetlejuice in Teen Titans Go. It's hilarious. It's funny.
Didn't see it. Wow.
It's funny. I mean, look. Teen Titans Go gives us a lot of great things, and that was one of them. That was just like yes. So, but yeah, definitely go see Beetlejuice. This is already it's on Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, it's on 4K.
Okay, 4K Blu-ray.
It got released in 4K. Please pick it up. Movie's classic.
Might be on HBO Max because it is Warner Brothers.
I think it is.
Yeah. If not there, it's probably on Netflix. But yeah, it's.
I think it's on Hulu, if I'm mistaken.
Oh yeah, probably be on Hulu. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Beetlejuice is definitely great. But yeah, so we're doing GoldenEye next time live. Watch this. GoldenEye, where we'll talk about how cheap worthy that fucking game was, but we're going to talk about the movie and how a man.
That's D's problem. That's D's problem. See, oh man, y'all play the game? Yeah, man. I mean, I got to hear all y'all little stories about y'all sleeping over at each other's houses, farting and shit like that. Yeah, that's nice and cool, but none of you talk about the movie. I am dead serious. No one talks about this movie. They only talk about the game. And when I say no one, I'm talking about our generation. And you already know who you are.
All I'm saying
you person who's already doing the pause, deem in your head. Shut up. None of you talk about the movie.
GoldenEye was the first time I seen a man get killed by a woman's thighs. I'm like,
no.
That's insane.
No, Chris. GoldenEye is the first time we see a man be given what is called a beautiful death.
Oh, it was a very beautiful death. Monsieur, I can't breathe.
This
can't lie. An assassin, dying in between the thighs of an assassin.
Name Electra.
I will be real. The first time I've ever seen GoldenEye,
if I had to choose a way to go out, I'll take it.
What stood out for me in GoldenEye was actually the fact that I remember saying to myself, well, I don't think it's that good. I remember saying it as a kid because I remember saying it as a kid. I didn't think it was that good as a kid. And later on I saw it. I ended up liking it. What I mean? But I remember the first time I saw it, I didn't like it. I never forget. At the end of everybody here's me like, it's okay. I didn't like it the first time I seen it. It was so funny.
But let's save it for the podcast, y'all.
See y'all. Yeah, see ya. Peace.